I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. If you have headphones that you can plug into your TV, tonight's the night to do it. We've done, I guess this is the third season of shows, and actually our first show was our guest tonight again. And this man is a magician with music. And if you could plug in headphones to the set, this is going to be concert night here at Bridging Heaven and Earth. And Michael Hammer is going to play some incredible music that is music for meditation, for growth, for ascension, and for love. So we're really excited about tonight's show, and there's going to be just wonderful music coming across. So really, if there's any way for you to really plug into it and just really sit down and listen, do it tonight. So as we usually do at this time, Wastancia leads us in an invocation and a meditation. Wastancia?
Thank you. So just take a breath with me now and bring your energy down into the center of the earth. And also bring your energy up into the heavens, into your own I Am presence, and into all the realms of the archangels and the ascended masters, as we call forth to Father, Mother, God this night, and to our I Am presence. And we call forth to the entire planetary hierarchy and cosmic hierarchy and ask that they be with us and join with us in this celebration of music, the celebration of the bliss of sound, representing the vibration of life throughout the sky, throughout the earth, throughout all the earths and all the skies. And we call forth tonight to the King of the Archangels, to Metatron. And we ask you, Metatron, to please anchor the 72 names of Metatron into our consciousness. And also we ask that you anchor into this studio, into our consciousness, into the homes of those listening, your ascension chamber, so that we can resonate and be lifted by your wondrous emanations and electrical blessings as you help us to bring our vibrations and energies up, to help us in our ascension and in our enlightenment and our spiritual evolution. We call forth to Archangel Michael and all of the archangels to join with us tonight, also calling forth to Archangel Yahoel to be with us, present as he is already here, and just maybe we can just really soak in the energy of the reservoir that we sit in, of our light bodies, of all of our bodies, asking to open the heart, calling forth to Lord Sananda to bless us and help us to open our heart and let all of the love of ourselves and of all of the worlds and of the masters and of God pour in now. So maybe you can just close your eyes with me and go deeply inside and just ask to be reborn this night into a higher aspect of your own beautiful divine self. Thank you. So tonight is really a fulfillment, because Michael, the music that you've heard on all of our shows in the background, and now we have Michael here as a gift and as a blessing to bless us with the music that he creates on the spot with the help of the archangels and of his higher self, who is an archangel. And so maybe we can just begin to prepare to listen to him completely now, and just allow yourselves to go into a meditative state, just into a state of graceful listening, and prepare to just have an outrageous and awesome experience as I introduce to you now Michael Hammer Yahoel. So welcome back, and that was quite a journey. Anyway, Michael, thank you so much for being here. I'm just, I feel so much peace right now. It's just like an amazing peace that happens with this music. And maybe you could just talk a little bit about the music, like what music means to you, almost like what is your feeling about music and your life with music?
Well, when I play
in 22 seconds.
When I play music, I go someplace that's indescribable to me, and it's I lose all sense of myself. In fact, if someone would ask me a question, I have difficulty answering in words because it's somewhere outside of verbal or mental capacity. And I really, when I sit down to play, like I did right now, I had no idea what I was going to play. Even the sounds, at the last second I started switching them. And I just tuning into the energy, and it shifts it could just shift in a few seconds, and I have to shift the sounds. And sometimes I'm locked into the right sounds and it works beautifully.
So are you saying that you never play the same thing twice? Like everything is truly just created.
It's all in the moment.
Like you could never duplicate.
No, never. It's all in the moment.
That is so amazing. What are you doing when you're doing all those buttons? What are you doing? Like, you're not thinking? Is it just like an automatic kind of? What is it?
Inside myself, I'm holding many tracks. So one time I started counting how many different aspects of tracks I'm holding, and it was like 200. And a track would have to do with, one might be just the volume, another would be keeping an eye on the keyboards and what settings I'm using, what sounds. Another is the blending of the sounds, some is the harmony. It goes on. And light, contrasts. Sometimes the sound is loud, sometimes it's soft. And it's just an inner knowing of when to shift it, to create beauty.
And actually you have 3 keyboards tonight, but a lot of times you play with 5 or more, right?
Yeah.
So then you even have more tracks going in a way.
And then usually after I play like what I did now, I would it would be recorded and I rewind it immediately and play it again, and this time I'd add a whole nother set of tracks to it so it get complete.
Can you back up a little bit and just talk go back in your childhood and maybe just talk a little bit about when you discovered music or your gift? Or
Well, my first experience was, my first memory was probably age 3 or 2, maybe 3 or 2. I would sing harmonies with myself, and I kind of thought it was strange I could sing 3-part harmonies with myself. And then it wasn't until I was about 30 years old, a group of monks came into Santa Cruz, and they practice a chanting which produces overtones of harmonies, and which takes many, many years to accomplish. And I was doing that as a little kid.
You were doing it under the covers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, did you think that all children could do that?
Well, I didn't think anything of it at first. And then as I got older, I thought, this is strange. There's one voice, there should be one voice.
So in some ways, what you're saying is that you didn't actually go onto a spiritual path and decide to do a meditation, that somehow you had a connection, like just always.
Yeah.
Connection always with the higher realms and gifts that you didn't even know where they came from.
Yeah, but there were times when I doubted my gifts. I didn't consider them gifts. I considered it a weird thing. I would play when no one would hear me because I was afraid if someone heard me, they would judge me as being weird music. And I was well into my mid-20s before I ever allowed anyone to even hear myself, because I was
Really?
ashamed of what I was playing, but I got so high by myself that I just continued. I'd lock myself in a room or go into a church at night and just play. With no one there.
You know, when I listen to your music, sometimes I feel like I can hear the angels speaking. Like it's almost like, I guess that's the overtones you're talking about. Like, it almost feels like a voice. Like there's a certain part that feels like their breath. You know, that sort of breathy kind of feeling that comes in, and it feels like they really are present. When did you connect what you were doing with the archangelic realm and then Yahoel?
Well, it started with a realization that I was, I had a channeling by Bob Fickus, and he changed my whole life, because I suddenly had a memory while I was channeling of who I was in the higher realms, and that was an angel.
Right.
And then I realized that that's what I was bringing through, and then I was comfortable with it.
So he also told you, I know this because actually he was our guest last week or 2 weeks ago, and he said that this is your first Earth life.
Yes.
So that's a very unique thing in itself. That this would be your first Earth life, and that you're literally bridging heaven and earth. I mean, like straight from.
Yeah, many of my thought forms are not from this earth, and the music itself, the chords and the structure of it is not from any training I've had here, and so
You never really studied the piano.
No, I didn't. I studied a little viola when I was younger, but I really have very little keyboard training. But when the first synthesizer came out, I played it at a music store, and I went into bliss, and I realized this is it. And as the technology evolved, I was able to create more of what I was always hearing. And I was trying to achieve that on the piano as a little, when I was younger.
It just wasn't made for that. Right?
No, I was playing it like a synthesizer.
Right.
And that was what was weird about it.
Right.
I'd go inside the piano, open it up and pluck the strings and put the footstop on and chant inside it. I'd stretch it to do all kinds of things.
Ordinary child.
In fact, I was very dedicated. I'd come back from school, I'd spend at least an hour every day singing inside the piano. Because when you sing inside a piano, you create...
People might have thought you were weird on the
You create...
The guy's got his head inside the piano. Yeah. Holy Christ.
Oh, it's wonderful. You could sing a whole 3 or 4 notes and it'll just sing it back to you. You can create wonderful sounds on the piano like that.
So the feedback, that all the groups, I understand you've actually created 700 different tapes, because they can't be the same. They're always different.
Well, so the music's used as background
right,
on 700 tapes.
On 700 tapes. Yeah. And the feedback is that the vibrations that you tune into, are vibrations that other people can ride, and literally go into higher states.
Yeah. A lot of meditation teachers really like to use my music, and teachers of light body, because I have music that puts out the frequencies that are used for traveling in the light body, and different Ascension frequencies, and many times I create music when there's a channel there, channeling a particular frequency of a dimension or place or something to explore, and I hook into that.
This morning I was talking to Sananda about this night, and the way he described it was, he said it's the vibration. Music is actually all vibration. And he said, what you're actually doing is presenting God in motion.
Yeah.
I thought that was really beautiful, because it is that. It really does take you inside, and that's where it is. That's where God is, inside of us, in our heart.
Yes.
It's really profound. That's probably why it means so much to me to have you here playing live and creating something that can, never be duplicated.
Yeah, that is probably the purpose of why I create music, is to explore and reawaken the memory of different dimensions of vibration. I seem to have been encoded with those vibrations and can recreate them through sound.
It's a true gift, and it's a real healing, because, healing really is healing the separation between man and God, and that's...
Yeah.
I'd rather heal that than in any part of my body, like just heal whatever feelings of separation that I might still have left in that way.
I have an incredible library at home of different channels who channel different frequencies of a different dimension, and the recording of it in music was a way of preserving those certain states of consciousness that if someone listened to it, they can have an experience of that.
Well, it is really a gift and a blessing to this earth to have ones like you who pour these vibrations out so that so many people can kind of connect them in. Yeah.
Well, I think they've been showing on the camera, you have a lot of tapes and CDs out, like, I always give a number, it's like, no, not that number. For instance, how many tapes and CDs you have out that are just music, not behind a channel or something?
I have 21 CDs, and 4 of them are...
And they're like international, I mean, they're all over the world. And you were telling me, Michael's staying at my house now, and he was telling me that actually his sales are greater overseas for some reason now at this point.
It's unexplainable. Yeah. I don't advertise there, but somehow it's really getting out. The beauty of music is that there's no barrier to language. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really amazing. So, do you see concerts coming up?
Oh, yes.
Tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm playing at East West Bookshop in Mountain View. And
has there been any thought of like bigger venues and, well, I know you played at the New Year's celebration in Wisconsin channel, or did a...
That was such an honor, really, to create and undo. I mean, I'm really hooked on the fact that, like, they're not songs, because you can never just play them again. You have to buy the CD, So, they're just like one of a kind. They're like, it's like, designer music or something. Designed by the angels.
Yeah, I like to design it for the moment, whatever the vibration is at the moment. Yeah. That to me is the challenge. A lot of people play music and think it out and write it out, and that's beautiful too. But what I'm trying to do is be present in the moment and have the music reflect the moment and whatever is in that moment. If someone is channeling a particular vibration, or my music should accommodate that.
Right.
Yeah, facilitate that passage to that's very beautiful. So I think we're really fortunate again to have Michael's going to play some more. So I'm excited about that. So this is going to be a Michael Hammer concert
really?
Night. So I was going to ask you, what was your experience of that New Year's Eve thing? I know a lot of people called, have seen the last few shows where we talked about it.
I felt like I was in heaven. My experience was just really heavenly, and to be really perfectly honest with you, I feel
I'll be perfectly honest, with the entire listening audience.
Something switched, some level, sub-level, or something in my consciousness got turned on that night, and I haven't been the same since. And I mean, I know this happens a lot of times, and all of us are always ascending and spiraling up in our consciousness and bringing in a higher part of ourselves. I know it happens all the time, but that night it was a big one. It was a big one for me, and it was recognizable, and it hasn't even slipped, and I just feel like it was just an honor to be there and to bring in the new year with such devotion and such love and such honoring of the masters in heaven, and the masters on the earth, and the earth mother, and just all the so many masters were acknowledged and were present and seen by the people in the audience who happened to be clairvoyant. But even if we weren't, they could be felt, and that's my life. I just feel like now I just want to go really thrust forward, just like I just want to keep doing things like that, just like I'm ready. I volunteer. What did you feel?
I thought it was an incredible night. I really had a beautiful experience. Yeah, I was. For me, I mean, I didn't really want to participate in the thing itself. I just wanted to go and just to soak it in, and I was really felt taken and had a beautiful experience. It was great. It was a beautiful night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good way to bring in the new year.
I realized this night when I was leaving that the house to come here, that I have 2 animals, and I always play Michael Hammer music for them when I leave, so they have like 3 hours of. I think he's ready. Okay, so Michael is ready to do another segment. So really, just enjoy. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm kind of speechless, actually. Just blessings to everyone. Have a blessed, amazing year. Have the year of your life.
If anyone is interested in Michael Hammer, where he's playing his tapes, where his concerts will be, how you could reach him, call me at 805-687-2053. I hope you had the experience that everyone here had. God bless you. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.